Hello everyone, this is Mike Roble with another entry in our Finance Central video series. Today's topic is the state budget, with a focus on timelines throughout the year. The first thing to keep in mind is an understanding that the state's fiscal year and a school's fiscal year do not align, and neither map onto the calendar year. You may be familiar with the fact that the school's fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th. This makes intuitive sense for a lot of reasons. But what you may not know is that the state's fiscal year runs from October 1st through September 30th, a full 3 months after the start of the school fiscal year, and always well after school actually starts. This can cause a lot of issues in schools for obvious reasons. Let's talk about a few of them. Principally, when thinking about the importance of a school's budget, the process of creating a budget, and the fact that the vast majority of charter school revenue comes from state tax collections, we can see how difficult it could be for folks to adequately plan in June if they won't have any major inputs locked down until potentially late September. Indeed, in just the last 10 years, we've seen foundation allowance increase by as much as $589 per pupil. That was in fiscal 22, with the state enjoying multiple billions of dollars in COVID relief funds. And we've seen it decrease by as much as $470. That was in fiscal 12, as the state had to reconcile plummeting revenues from 3 consecutive years of Great Recession. While most years have been marked by steady gains, this literal $1,000 swing can add up to millions in dollars in schools, and could ultimately represent dozens of staff positions or programs that schools can use to improve their results. Knowing this frustration, the legislature has historically made a point to give estimates through revenue estimating conferences, and has occasionally passed a school aid budget independent of the larger general fund budget in order to provide that clarity to schools. However, and specifically when the House, Senate, and Governor's office represent different political parties, consensus becomes too difficult to achieve with months to spare, and schools are left to make the best educated guess they can in June. This is the reason schools get paid by the state throughout the summer, in July and August, but not in September when school actually starts. The July and August payments actually accrue to the prior fiscal year for schools, who have already ended their year 4 months earlier than the state, and the September payment doesn't exist, ostensibly so that the state can audit their bottom line and prepare for the close of their own fiscal year. The lack of a September payment is the reason many schools require a state aid anticipation note to help them cover costs that ramp up once school starts, while knowing that the first money that they receive from the state won't come until around October 20th. One exceptionally useful tool I've always liked to share with folks is the budget poster that the House Fiscal Agency produces each year, showing how the state machine functions from cradle to grave. You'll note its organization from left to right starts with taxes collected, and then moves to the funds that are set up to keep state programs afloat. That's schools, health and human services, transportation, etc. There's tons of them. And finally on the right, it shows specific appropriations to the various departments and areas that depend on it. There is no better tool that I've found to show proportionality and allocation. It can really help you grasp the magnitude of the various funding sources and inform you against folks who say things like, the lottery pays for schools, or any sorts of other things that are perhaps grounded in truth but really don't paint a full picture.